Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another video on the Eternal Light YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I've made my own homemade comics, such as this one here, which is just here for a reference, which is Remain Z. You may have seen this before, but this is one of the main comics that I started working on a few years ago. This is what the cover looks like. So I'm going to show you guys like how I did this, and obviously let you guys know like how I make my own comics. So obviously starting over here, I'm going to show you now. Obviously like I make my covers like ahead of time, so I would say if you're doing your own, I'd recommend starting on paper. So like before you like obviously starting anything proper, like say if you want to go digital or anything, like it's always good to do like a draft version just to like get your ideas out in case you do something and it ends up being wrong. But yeah, you can do this at home. Like it's pretty easy. Like all I do, like say if I take like a A4 piece of paper, like all you want to do really is just like put it in half like that, and then like you want to cut through this way, and then you've got like 2 pages for your comic. So it's pretty easy to do, and I use all sorts like pencils, pens, all that stuff. So you can near enough use anything. Like when I did the first issue, which is here, I used like anything I could find really, because I didn't have any proper drawing stuff back then. But yeah, so we're going to show you this one anyway, because this is the more up-to-date one. And obviously when you're starting a comic, when you do your cover on the other side, it's optional if you want to have anything on here, but it's not really like meant to have anything. So usually leaving that blank is a good idea. But the first page, you want to have a sort of like a title for the issue or volume, like what it's called. Have your description, and have any like notes or who it was created by, like I've got created there by me. And when you turn over to the next page, that's when obviously the comic starts. So when you're doing your own comic, like you can see like you got this all here, all these like boxes and stuff, but I'm going to explain like why they're like that and stuff. So I'll take this for example. This is one I've done, like you've got all like the cool stuff and that. When you're doing these like boxes, it makes your comic look more like appealing in a way. And I obviously use a ruler, so using a ruler is really good, and I recommend using a ruler because obviously if you're doing this like by hand and you make it all like wobbly, it won't look as good. But when you're doing these like boxes, it's good to have them all different sizes. Like you want to have there is a word for this, but I can't think of what it is right now. But when you're doing these boxes, when you make the small ones, you want them to be like the little details, like say this is just the eye here with like obviously like tears and crying and stuff. So like small ones you want for tiny details, and then you have your medium ones for like medium range details and stuff. Like you got some here like this guy obviously trying to save her, you got this guy like waving and all that, and yeah, all this stuff happened. And then you have your bigger ones, which is this one here, where you have like all your characters like in like it's all like a scenery sort of like frame. So yeah, that's obviously what the big ones are for. So take a look on the back. Like usually when you're doing comics, it's good to have them in black and white. So sometimes I do black and white, but with this comic I've always done color like since I started it. So I don't color everything, but I always color like things that are like supposed to be more appealing, so like the person reading it would obviously like know where everything is. So I only color the characters and like stuff that's going on to obviously like help people like see what's going on in the story. You can see here like I always like have like the same, I don't color in everything, I just color in like key items, like the headband for this character, so that you obviously like know who they are and stuff. But yeah, having these boxes in all different sizes and stuff, it's really good. Like I'll show you here, you got this like little dialogue between these two characters, and to have it like this in this sort of pattern, like you read it like this, like you read that one, then that one, then that one. That's obviously like just to get like some dialogue across and stuff, and it's a pretty effective way of doing it, and it makes your comic look awesome in a way. But yeah, that's just a few examples from that page, and we're going to take a look at this one now obviously. I'll show you a few more. So we just got like a bit of stuff here, like you've also got like I obviously colour the weapons in, stuff like that, and yeah, like you've got all the little background stuff as well. Like when you're doing background stuff, like you don't really, well, it's good to have detail in it. Like I've got the few zombies in the background and stuff, but I never go really detailed with them. I just make them sort of like stick figures in the background, because obviously they're far away and they're not really supposed to be that detailed anyway. But yeah, obviously doing your own comic, this is a sort of cool thing that you're supposed to do, really. Like you can obviously do your comic in any style that you want. You don't have to obviously do it the same as mine. Like if you want to have like standard boxes like all the way across and stuff like that, that's cool. Like I'll show you the first issue that I did. This was obviously using it, but this one has the standard boxes that I did a long time ago, and obviously over time it has like progressed from this to obviously this. But yeah, if you want to like start off like easy and obviously like do your comic your way, you can do like the standard like basic box way that I've done here, because obviously you see like it's just I just took the piece, like the page, and I just put a ruler through that way and then did like the 3 lines. I obviously started in the middle and then did these 2 in the middle as well, so that's kind of how I do it. But yeah, this is just the first basic issue that I did, and it is pretty amazing. I like it, and I've done about 10 of these in total, like over like 2 years, so something I've really enjoyed. If you guys do like this comic, and if you would like to see more from it, there's a couple of videos on the channel, and possibly will be more in the future. But just before we end, I'll show you a bit more now of like what I did with this one. So on the back of your comic, it's optional what you want to have on here. Like you could just have like a description on like what the comic's about and stuff. That's a really good thing to do. What I did with mine was for every issue that I did, I had a character from the story. I had his like name, his like age, and his like description and stuff, just to sort of like when you like obviously reading all the comics or collecting them, you'd have like each character on the back. So that was sort of what I did, and I thought it was a really cool idea. And if you guys want to do that with yours, that would be awesome. And yeah, you just got like created by me, like gold edition. I just put these in for fun, really. And yeah, you just got like little quotes and descriptions. And with the first one's just artwork, but you can do artwork as well if you really want to do artwork on the back. Like got the London Underground there. This is like 2 years old, by the way. But yeah, this is what I did with the first one, and obviously after that it's always been like a character bio like that, because it looks really cool. And yeah, that's about it, really. So if you've enjoyed this video and you've learned something new, like maybe gained some ideas for your own comic or like how I do mine and stuff, thanks for watching. I appreciate that. And obviously I'll see you in the next video. So other than that, I've been Eternal Light, and see you later.